You leave a gathering early, not because anything went wrong, not because anyone was rude, everyone was fine. The conversation was normal, maybe even good, but somewhere around the middle of it, something started fading inside you. A quiet tiredness crept in, and by the time you got home, you didn't want to talk to anyone. You didn't want to text back. You just wanted to be alone in a quiet room and feel like yourself again. And here's the strange part. This happens with people you actually like. It happens with family, with close friends. Sometimes even one-on-one conversations leave you needing hours to recover. So you start wondering, what's wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you, but something very specific is happening inside your mind. And once you understand it, you'll never see yourself the same way again. Most people assume social exhaustion is about introversion. And yes, introversion plays a role, but this goes deeper than personality labels. Because plenty of introverts can spend time with the right people and feel completely fine, maybe even energized. What's actually happening here is something different. Psychologists call it high social monitoring. It means your brain, while you're sitting in that conversation, nodding, laughing, responding, is also running a completely separate background process. You're watching the room, reading subtle shifts in tone, tracking whether someone seems annoyed, noticing the small pause before someone answered, wondering if you said the wrong thing. You're not doing this on purpose. You're doing it automatically, below conscious thought, without choosing to. And that background process costs enormous mental energy. Think of your brain like a computer running multiple programs at once. Most people run one program during a conversation, the conversation itself. But your brain runs two, the conversation, and a constant invisible scanning program running beneath it. Here's the simple chain. Your threat detection system, the part of the brain built to sense social danger, is unusually sensitive. It picks up on things others miss. A slight change in someone's facial expression, a shift in energy, a moment of silence that feels one beat too long. Your brain reads these as potential signals. Is something off? Did I say too much? Are they judging me? It fires small stress responses, tiny ones, over and over, each one barely noticeable. But together, across 1 hour, 2 hours, they quietly drain your mental battery in ways you can't fully explain afterward. The metaphor that fits this best: imagine carrying a glass of water all evening. It's not heavy, but you never put it down. By the end of the night, your arm is exhausted, not because the glass was too heavy, but because you never rested. That's your brain in social situations. Here's where this pattern starts to quietly shape your life. Because exhaustion isn't the only side effect. Over time, people who feel this way start making small adjustments. You cancel plans you were looking forward to, not because you don't want to go, but because you're already tired before you get there. You start rationing your social energy, choosing very carefully who gets access to you. In relationships, this can look like distance, like coldness, like you don't care, when actually you care deeply, maybe too deeply. At work, it can look like you're disengaged, hard to read, quiet in rooms where others are loud. In the quietest cost of all, you start doubting yourself, wondering why something so normal for others feels so heavy for you. You wonder if you're broken, antisocial, emotionally unavailable. Be honest with yourself for a second. How many times have you apologized, silently, internally, for needing alone time, for feeling tired after things that shouldn't have been tiring? That silent apology, that low-level shame, that's the real cost. But here's what almost no one tells you. The same sensitivity that drains you is also what makes you unusually perceptive. People who experience high social monitoring almost always notice things others don't. They read rooms accurately. They pick up on pain others hide. They sense tension before it becomes conflict. They make the kind of friend who remembers what you said 3 months ago, who notices when you're not okay before you've said a word. The exhaustion isn't a flaw in your wiring. It's the price of a specific kind of awareness. The system was never broken. It was simply never explained to you. So let's bring this together. You don't feel drained because you're weak, or antisocial, or emotionally damaged. You feel drained because your brain is doing significantly more work than the average person's during social interaction. And it has been doing this for so long that it feels completely normal to you. Remember that moment at the beginning, leaving early, sitting alone, wondering what was wrong with you? Nothing was wrong. Your system was simply full. The mental model to carry with you is this: social energy is a real resource. For some people, it depletes faster because their brain is doing more. The solution isn't to become someone who doesn't feel this way. It's to stop treating your recovery time as a character flaw. Rest isn't weakness. It's maintenance. The people who refuel well, without guilt, are the ones who show up most fully when it actually matters. You don't need to explain this to everyone. You don't need to justify why you left early, or why you need a quiet evening after a loud day, or why even the people you love can sometimes feel like too much. You're not cold, you're not broken, you're not difficult. You're someone whose inner world runs at a higher volume than most, and that takes a different kind of care. If this felt familiar, you're not the only one carrying it, and now at least, you know why.